kick in. Looks like LinkedIn is live. You guys that are checking in right now. Good. YouTube is up. What's up, guys? Justin R. Harris here. Welcome back. You know what it is. It's a business series right here. Every single day, solutions solved within your company, whatever you're doing, whether you're management, you're self-employed, or you are the owner of your corporation, what have you. This is what we're doing. Motivational, short scenarios every single day. If you're on YouTube, go ahead and like and subscribe. Follow. You want to do the notification. If you're on LinkedIn, same thing. Follow, tag along, watch these series, go back to the YouTube link and catch on with those. If you don't, I can actually provide a link in the description below so that you are able to have that with you and be able to go backwards into some of the other series. This is the 61st series of 366. So we have 305 to go. That's a lot. It's quite a bit to go. So for this one, what we're talking about is we're covering basically the missing process in your company and how to identify that. So when I say the missing process, it's basically a breakdown on what the need is. And I'm going to dig into that and just kind of clarify what that means. It's the whole goal here. So without further delay, let's get into it. All right, here we go. So going further with this, right, he starts off with necessity is the mother of invention. Okay, so what Peter Drucker means there is exactly how we're going to dig in. And so what I want to clarify is the difference between how you apply this, right, and what you understand. Because like I've said in previous videos, you're going to catch on to something. Some things might be over your head. I'm sorry if they are. Play it back again. That's the luxury of this. Although I'm live now, you will be able to just slide that little scroll bar back and see exactly what it is. What the heck was Justin talking about? I'm not quite sure. Like I said, on the YouTube in the description below, scroll down, click the link, get the book. It takes you straight to Amazon. Go get the book. All right. It's amazing. I'm going to tell you right now, you apply it to every angle of business. And all right, let's go. So he says, the first two possibilities of innovation are opportunity driven. But the third is anchored in the old proverb, necessity is the mother of invention, right? So here, need is the source of innovation. He says he calls it the process need, right? Everybody in the organization always knows that the process need exists. All right. Yet usually no one does anything about it. However, when the innovation appears, it is immediately accepted as obvious, right? And soon becomes standard. So we're going to dig in on this. He goes, process innovation starts with the job to be done and requires the presence of 5 basic criteria: a self-contained process, a weak or missing link, a clear definition of the objectives, clearly defined specifications for the solution, and a widespread realization that there ought to be a better way. So follow me here, okay? Take, for example, now he's going to talk about this company here. It has to do with lawn care. O.M. Scott and Company, the leader of American producers of lawn care products. He said it gained leadership position and position based upon proper quantities of lawn care companies. He says without such a tool, there was an internal incongruity in the process existing, and it's frustrated consumers basically with their ability to evenly distribute chemicals. So what it was is fertilizer and things like that, and they're running around with bags to try to evenly spread across their lawns, and there needed to be a solution that was solved. So they came up with a solution with the little bucket with the wheels, right? And just kind of kicks out the seeds and everything in a nice circular perimeter motion, and you just walk up and back on the lawn. So this became a big thing. So what they identified was there was a process and the need for a change, right? We spoke about that in the previous. So this is real simple. So he jumps right into the action point here, and he says, define a process in your organization that is a missing link, right? Describe the process, the objectives of the process, level of awareness of existence of a missing link, the missing link, and specifications for a solution. Honestly, there's a lot of generalization there. Okay. What I would take away from this is identifying once again how to be able to move forward, right? So with forward thinking within your company, always thinking ahead on what it is that you could possibly do to enhance, whether it's you as your self-employed endeavors, you as some sort of executive management or just regular management in your position, right? Or three, the company that you own and your employees below you. What is that need? What is the process need there to help ensure that the consumer is receiving a product that is solving the problem for them, right? Because at the end of the day, you're only as good as the solutions that you solve, right? The greater the solution that you solve, the more money you make, right? So we're all paid based on the problems we solve. You think about it. If the biggest problem you solve is making a hamburger, guess what? It is what it is, right? You're making $15 an hour, okay? If you're stitching together somebody's heart, you're probably in that $200,000 to $500,000 a year plus kickback from pharmaceuticals, and that just goes down a rabbit hole of conversation, right? So there it is, right? And then everything else after that, anyone that's not in any of those types of employee jobs, then you're in the position where you're learning how to leverage for money. And then at that point, you're talking about passive income and how many problems you're solving on a multiple scale. So if you think about that one surgeon who's stitching together a heart and you're like, well, how could I benefit off of their schooling? Well, here you go. Why don't you become the investor of the hospital? Ooh. So now you got several surgeons in your one building, right, that are all making you money, and you leveraged all of them out and created jobs, and now you're the big dog. There it is. So that's just on a large scale, but you understand. So you're solving a problem on a need. You're then scaling it forward, and you're figuring out a way that you can basically mass produce that passive income, right? At the end of the day. And that's it, guys. Thanks for checking in. You know what to do. I got this other ending on here. I'm just going to slap it on there because I've been trying to really solve this problem with the way I shut it down over here and then the way LinkedIn shuts it down over here. They're driving me nuts because it cuts off my videos. So let's see how well I can get this done here. So we're just going to, bam, see you later.